Hi, my name is Jonathan Dickstein. I am the Vice President of your Intermountain Iyengar Yoga Association, and I'm also a teacher in Denver and Boulder. Today I'll show a short demonstration about how to enter and also a little bit of how to prepare for this posture, Padmasana, the lotus posture. This could be good in addition to the longer video that shows a larger variety of hip postures. This is more of how to enter the posture itself. So the beginning of this sequence begins in the simplified version of Padmasana, which is swastikasana, or auspicious pose, which is a simple cross-leg position. And you can notice how the shape of this posture resembles that of Padmasana, except for that small difference with the feet on top of the thighs instead of under the legs. So I have a couple of blankets and a block for this, and I'll show you how to use them. So I recommend putting a blanket down on the sticky mat because the legs can slide a little better on the sticky mat, on the blanket as opposed to the sticky mat. The beginning is in swastikasana, in this cross-legged position. And the beginning is just the downward facing, the Adho Mukha position. So I shift the hips back and stretch forward. Change sides and stretch forward. Now, in the next position, the foot that's underneath comes forward slightly, maybe just a few inches from the knee. Then I go forward again. Back up. Change legs. So it looks like this leg coming slightly forward in front of the opposite knee, and then go forward. Now, the next stage is to start to elevate the foot. So I take a blanket and I make it rather thick so it has a good height, and I place it in front of the knee where that foot was first extended. So this foot was here a moment ago. Now I place the blanket. Now there's a number of ways to start to elevate this leg for Padmasana. I'm not going to show all of them. I'll just show the one with the calf and the foot. So watch, with an underhand grip, I go under the calf with one hand, and the other hand comes under the foot. The thumb goes to the big toe mound and starts to rotate the foot upwards. And as you can see, the minute I start to turn the sole of the foot upwards, like in Baddha Konasana, the knee actually starts to go down a little bit. The hip starts to open. So I use this, I rotate the foot. I also spin this calf forward. And then I bring it onto my height, right in front of the knee. And once again, I go forward. Then I change. Under the calf, under the foot, spin the foot up, roll the calf forward, place it on the height. Now, I would repeat. And this goes step by step. So then I go back to the first leg. Same thing. Under the foot, not over, under. And then bring it onto the level. Now, I'm elevating the foot enough. You could use a block instead of the blanket. It's a little higher, but it can be a little harder on the foot if you're not used to it, so the blanket works fine. And now I'm not really going to lift it anymore, only as necessary to slide it up my leg. So I go under the calf, under the foot. I lean forward a little bit because I'm not trying to heave the leg up. And I slowly turn the foot, turn the calf, and slide the foot into half Padmasana, Ardha Padmasana. And once again, I go forward. Under the calf, under the foot, slide up. Other side. Onto my height. And I keep turning the calf, I keep turning the foot, and I slide this all the way to the root of the thigh. And stretch forward. So the harder part is then to start to do it with the other leg. So one leg stays in that position, and then the other leg has to follow the same order. Which means that the first leg that had just made that journey into half Padmasana has to do it again. So I now start with that. If this is challenging, you have to work on that previous cycle until that foot starts to come in rather easily in half Padmasana. Now I come to the foot and the calf. Right, I'm not really picking it up. I'm just slowly letting it slide up that leg until it gets to the root of the thigh. If it comes into a loose Padmasana, we call Kamalasana, that's fine as well, but the aim is to place the foot higher to the root of the thigh. Now once that foot is there, a moment ago, I went forward, downward facing with the foot underneath the thigh. Now I slide the foot forward, a few inches in front of the knee, and stretch forward. And up. Under to release. Ardha Padmasana. The bottom foot comes forward, a few inches in front of the knee. And I go forward. Now I go back to the lift. Blanket in front of the knee. Now I have to be a little bit more careful here because I have one leg in Padmasana, the calf and the foot, and I place the foot on the height as before. So I'm careful now because I have a foot that's pressing down to the thigh, weighting the thigh down, so it's a little bit more of a test on the knee. So I don't do it aggressively. I gently start to turn the foot, turn the calf, get the hip to do the turning, place the foot on the height, and stretch forward. So then the last position would just be that drawing in of the second foot. And if this is difficult, sometimes the knees might come up here. You can sit on an additional blanket, place the hands by the sides and stay in the upright position. Right. So that's always, always the option is to stay upright. I'm just showing how to get into the hips and to facilitate the movement of the legs. So last position, foot is elevated onto the blanket. Once again, I come underneath. And then I gently, even if it's loose, even if it doesn't make it to the root of the thigh, I come up. And here I can also stretch forward as well. Under to release. Slide in. So here it's crossed well. If need be, if the feet need to loosen at the beginning, that's fine. Ideally, they start to tighten up like swastikasana, like the simple cross legs. And stretch out the legs to release the knees. Okay, so that's something that can be worked with in the morning. You can hold it longer, you can hold it short, you can go kind of in and out just to get the legs used to those positions. But eventually it works quite well. So thank you for watching, and thank you for supporting your local Iyengar Yoga Association.